You know, I think that one reason why people remember Will Rogers is because he saw America from the middle, from Oklahoma. He knew this country, its lands, and its crops, and its people, and even though he happened to walk with presidents and kings, he still seemed to be able to speak and think just the way people spoke and thought back in Claremore, Oklahoma. I think Horace Heidt said it rather well when we were talking about this yesterday. He said that Will Rogers is close to America's heart because he came from the heart of America. Well, here's Will Rogers. Here's the ranch house where Dad was born. It's in Oologah near Claremore, Oklahoma. Rogers' family were part Cherokee Indian, and they came west when the Cherokees were driven out of South Carolina. This is my grandfather, Clem Rogers. Rogers County was named for him. And he founded this bank, which is still going in Claremore. People used to say that Will Rogers would never be the man his father was, probably because Dad spent most of his time roping, just as he's doing right here. Dad was quite a roper in his younger days, and he traveled clear around the world with a Wild West show. He was one of the first of the American ropers, and many of the tricks that you see in rodeos today, he originated. Now this next trick here, Dad catching a steer, is called a Johnny Blocker. Watch the rope go out and roll back over the steer. A very difficult catch. I know, I've tried it. Now here's Dad catching a goose. He'd catch anything, man, beast, or even fowl. Now here's a series of trick and fancy horse catches. Watch the rope roll back, catching the rider by the waist without it ever going over his head. Perfect example of a rollback catch. Now this next catch coming up after a Texas skip will be a clean straight roll into catching the two front feet of it. These pictures Dad made himself. They're among the earliest slow motion pictures made in this country. He made them, he said, so he could sit back and say, "There, you young ropers, that's what I could do." He made this one right on the nose. Notice the small loop. Now this time he's going to throw out to the end of a 50-foot rope. This takes great skill and great power. Now this next trick coming up is the most difficult that Dad could do. Notice the rope roll clear around and catch the horse's front feet from the opposite side. I've been told by professional ropers that there's only one other man that can do that trick today. Now here's a figure eight. Notice the rope cross as the horse's front feet steps into it, then a jerk in precise timing for a perfect catch. Now here's another figure eight. This one's very difficult, seldom seen in rodeos today. Now watch this next one coming up. Here's two ropes with the same hand going in two different places, one for the horse and one for the rider. And now three ropes, two for the horse and one for the rider. Well, that was one side of Will Rogers.